but it was like when I met this woman, her love literally saved my life. Like honestly, the love that she showed me and care for me is just like another level of unconditional love that I had only seen from my mom.
Welcome to the Just a Decision podcast, where we speak to our guests about the decisions they made in life, the good, the bad, the regrets, the decisions they're currently making, and the decisions they're going to make for the future. Subscribe, like, comment on the video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And remember, we're available on all streaming platforms. Welcome to the Just a Decision podcast, where we speak to our guests about the decisions they made in life, the good, the bad, the regrets. Today's episode, we are currently at Cadence Creative Studios in Pittman, New Jersey. Come down, check it out, record your episode, or if you have already a podcast, come in here and meet Cade. So today's guest, I met him on social media throughout the podcast. He reached out, said he wanted to get an episode in.
Yes.
So here we are, Mr. Kane Cooper.
Yes, man. Kane and Cooper, man. Kane
right.
Cooper both works, man. That's a
Pleasure
pleasure,
to
man.
meet you. Or in person.
Yes, man. That's what I'm saying, man. That's
Cool.
a beautiful thing. I'm excited.
All right, so let's get into it. I like to talk about the decisions people made in life.
Yeah.
Cool. The way we start the show is two questions.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food
Mm.
and where do you get it from?
Oh, my favorite food, bro, would have to be some Chinese.
Mm.
That's always my go-to.
Okay.
And I would definitely go to Peking Buffet in Glassboro. Go pull up there, man. Get you
Okay.
some good
They got good
eats.
specials.
Yeah, man. I love it there.
Yeah, when I went to Rowan, I think it was Wednesdays or Thursday. It was
Yes.
half off or some.
Yeah, they always
crazy
doing
special.
something, man.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Second question is, someone gives you a blank check. Whatever number you write on it, it's cashing.
okay.
And your checking's not your savings. What would be the first thing you spend it on?
The first thing I spend it on,
Yep.
I would probably spend it on my son's college.
Okay.
I would put bread in the bank, like off rip, bro, to make sure they get all the education that they need.
That's cool. To have that, not have to worry about paying for it at the end. 'cause
Yeah,
During,
like-
you're like, do I budget here? Do I budget there?
And it's like, yo, kids are so expensive nowadays. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not a cakewalk. Man,
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day it was a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
But it's real expensive to have children. I have 2 of them, so it's
Okay.
not just one. It's 2.
And then me, I made the worst decision where I was just balling out. I was like, I'm gonna stay at this expensive dorm. I want the unlimited food plan. I'll worry about it in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, how much I want a month?
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's expensive to live nowadays, man.
Yeah.
Thank God, man. I'm still living.
Cool. I love to hear that. So now let's get into your life decisions. What's one of the
Yeah.
earliest decisions you can remember making, as young as you could go back?
I say one of the youngest decisions when I was the youngest, I would say to do music. Music was like one of them first decisions
Okay.
that I ever made. Like I just started rapping and a certain point of events encouraged it, but yeah, that was one of the first choices that I made.
Okay. How old were you?
I was about 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I was
then
11.
was it like a family friend or like someone on TV? What like sparked the creativity?
Yo, it was so crazy. I feel like I'm skipping through, but like I wrote a song. My dad had passed and I wrote a song.
Okay.
So I wrote that song and I remember it till this day because I had did it over. Y'all remember that song Where'd You Go? I miss you so. And I did it over that and I still remember the verse like to this day, bro. Like, and that was like the first choice, man. Like,
Okay.
that's what really inspired
What was the
me.
verse?
Oh, when I think about the day he left this earth, when I think about the day how much it really hurt, when I think about the day my mama cried, when I think about the day the tears from her eyes, when I think about the day so sad and gloom, when I think about the days I locked inside my room, when I think about the day I said I hate God, when I think about the day I came back to Christ. Like, so that was like the first track, and from there on, bro, I never stopped.
Okay. That's cool. Cool. So at 11, like who was there anybody around supporting you, or you were just in your room creating on your own?
No, not really. My mom never really like understood like my love for music,
Mhm.
cause like, yeah, they listen to music, music was cool, but, like, pursuing it and
Mhm.
doing something with it truly, nah, that wasn't in the cards. That was
Okay.
like, "Yo, you get a job, you work, that's it." Like,
Yeah.
that's all. We don't got time for nothing else, like, so
Okay.
it's like that attitude just made me wanna chase it even more.
So like was there any no friends, no family, no cousins? It
I
was like
had,
just strictly you in your room with a
it
pen and
was
paper?
It was just I remember we used to have this program in school. We was
Okay.
in like elementary school, and that's where I wrote the verse.
Mhm.
And it was a couple of us. It was this guy Keefe and a couple of other guys, and they would let us just do music and write poems and stuff like
Mm.
that. And that was like the only time that I felt like myself, or I
Mhm.
felt like that I was creating. Yeah, I mean the difference between me and everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you were writing, was it like the first thing that came to your head, or did you see something and then had to write about it?
I
Or
always one thing I could say about my music is that I never lied in it. Like
mm,
I always told my story,
got you.
nobody else's. Like I can't tell nobody else's story except mine. Like
Okay.
so that's what it was. I really truly focused on being a real MC.
Mhm.
Like I wanted to be, you know what I mean, the Tupacs, the Biggies, you know what I mean, the DJs, like the
Mhm.
DJs that used to bring it on the tracks behind the
Mhm.
MCs. Like I enjoyed watching that. Like,
Cool. Where'd you get your like music from? Like at 11, I think of like the iPod Shuffle
oh
and
man, bro.
LimeWire.
Yeah, LimeWire. Man, I remember, when you speak about those older times, man, I think about MySpace when you used to
Okay.
be able to
Yeah.
like create your own playlists and
Yeah.
put your own music on there.
Top
That was
5, 10
like,
friends.
yes, that was like the best. Or like, yo, you know what somebody said to me the other day? They was like, all the stuff that we used to do on MySpace and stuff. We were really young age coders.
Yeah.
Like we were coding
Yep.
at 12, 11, 13 years old.
Yeah.
Like so it's like those things like really popped out to me like
Mm.
okay. And then YouTube wasn't even really like that deep yet. They weren't taking that thing wasn't even created yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like they were just getting into ideas to try to find something to make this music get to it easier.
So creating the music, like how did you create the music? Like did you
We were on a laptop, man.
okay.
We were right on a laptop. We was on a computer back then.
Okay.
So we would be on the computer or you were trying to record off the Nokia with the
Mm.
snake game. You feel me? So it's like even that was like hard to make happen. Or you was, hey bro, bang on the desk. Let's
Mm.
get this joint jumping
Okay.
and let's record it. Right.
Wow.
So it was just like, yo, I remember we used to just get on the corner, turn the trash can sideways, and start playing. Like, and everybody start rapping. So it's like, yo, those little things is just like, it just encouraged me that music it's not impossible
Yeah,
to really
when
do
you bring
something
the
with.
Nokia, I think I had the one that slid up, and it was one
Oh,
of the it
you
was
have
one of
money.
it was one of the first ones where you could put the
Yeah.
earplugs in and listen to radio. So
Yeah.
you would scan through the radio, and I was like, yeah. Well, I didn't have money at 14. I started working at 14.
See?
Yeah, I was
See,
painting
but
porches.
you was what?
Painting porches. So in the
Really?
summertime, yeah, I worked at where I lived. It was a HOA,
Okay.
and the HOA was my gym teacher, the president.
Wow.
So every year you had to like upkeep your porch.
Your porch.
So
Yep.
you could either do it yourself or I worked for the HOA. It was
Wow.
just white paint. We would take the numbers off, spray them black spray paint, and that was it. So at 14, we were doing 2 to 3 houses a day, and it was a couple hundred. So it was, and me, luckily, I had a mom and dad where they gave me what I needed, not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So like my money, it was like my dad. He was like, you always got to split it in 4 ways. Your spending,
Yep.
you're saving, you're investing, and then he always says you got to donate. So something like
Mm,
tithes. I was around the church at a young age,
yeah.
but it was like I was forced to go. So I was like, man, I got to go again. So when you say
I know what that is.
you were
Yeah.
rapping about Christ at a young age, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I used to hate going to church.
Nah, bro, it wasn't Christ at first.
Okay.
We were just making music. We were just saying things that we seen
Mm,
like on a everyday in
okay.
our own lives, but that's what was so dope. And I feel like, as the years went on, music got away from that.
Mm,
Like, it became cool to get on a track and speak about some things you've never seen or done in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't believe in giving that persona that I'm this guy and
Mhm.
I'm really this guy. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? So as the years went on, man, I switched to gospel, man. And being in gospel now in 10 years, it's like I'm never going back.
Nice.
Like it just opened more doors, just like not because I was cussing in music. I was doing whatever in
Mhm.
music, but you know, once I learned that, hey, it's not, you don't need to do all that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Read the dictionary, get your words up,
Yeah.
hone in on your craft. Like, and that's what I did.
Nice. Throw us the thesaurus in there when you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and you read, hey, and even the Bible is for gospel rappers, hey, the Bible should be your number one, your thesaurus,
Mm.
your number one dictionary, because there's so many gems in there. You know what I mean, through pages and pages and pages, and
Yeah.
it's gems.
Cool. What was your household like growing up? Was it just you in the house, mom, dad, or
It was me and my mom and my
okay?
dad. Like I said, coming up, man, I had the best childhood ever
Mhm.
until I was 11, and my dad had a seizure in his sleep.
Mm.
My dad was born with water in the brain, and they always said that it was room for him to have one more seizure.
Wow.
And when that happened, we went to the hospital, man. And like we was talking the other day, and
Yeah.
I was like, it was just like a movie, like out of ER, and they was like, ah, he didn't make it. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And my mom just slid down the wall, hit the floor, and was like, son, I'm gonna need you now. I'm like, all right. So, at that time, man, I had to really grow up.
Mhm.
Like the childhood got cut short very quickly, like to the point where hey, I was moving like a man. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm waking up, I'm going to work, I'm getting my check, and I'm going back, like
Yeah.
day after day. So it's like, hey, one thing I would never wish on anyone or even my worst enemy, man, is to lose a parent.
Mm.
It's not, it's not for the weak.
Yeah.
You know what
We're in June. It's I think men's mental
I mean?
health awareness. And I feel like it wasn't a thing back then to focus
Yeah.
on. Was there anyone to talk to, or was this you and your mom? And it's like,
No, it was just like, hey, I had to really just maneuver through it.
mm,
Back then therapy, our parents, when I was coming up, I'm 31. So when I was coming up, my parents didn't know nothing about a therapist
yeah,
or going to take me somewhere to go get some real help mentally. Like,
yeah,
didn't know nothing about that. So it's like, that's just some things that I had to maneuver in life. And man, I remember I was so angry for so many years. Like, and I remember kids that crack jokes, like do dad jokes. I
mm,
would lose it,
yeah,
like, and chase them around, like lose it, like, and I'm like, oh man. And I remember like crying out to God, like, yo, you gotta release this feeling out of me,
hmm,
or I'm not gonna be able to like move forward
yeah,
fully. So when that happened, man, it was just like, yo, click, like, oh, I gotta go, like,
yeah.
I gotta go now, like, I gotta go even harder now, like,
Yeah, my dad, he was in the army and he was a drill sergeant.
wow,
So two things it was. The one thing he used to say is build a bridge and get over it.
yeah,
And then two, it was one of those pain is temporary, weakness is forever.
yeah,
And it was just it was growing up and figuring out because the sun's gonna rise with or without you. The day's gonna go on with or without you. So what you gonna do? You're gonna sit, mope around, and cry. I never had a traumatic or experience something in my life like that, but
yeah,
little bumps in the road. He was like,
right,
what you sad for? What you crying for? Like, get over it." And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I can't
okay,
sit here for a little bit and just sulk in my sadness." He's like, "No, no, you can't do that." But
yeah.
yeah. So mental health. So
So living in the household, I
yeah.
think we was going into that. So my household was me, my mom, and my dad. Like I said, my dad passed at 11. And those years were very difficult
Hmm.
going forward. I got into a lot of trouble. I did a lot of stupid stuff coming up as a
Hmm.
kid, and I thought, hey, my mom don't know what to do with me.
Hmm.
My dad's gone. I'm looking for love in all the wrong places.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm looking for it and hey, the brothers that I was hanging with, the females I was chilling with coming up
Hmm.
and not finding it.
Yeah.
Not never feeling like I'm satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Like nothing is like changing this.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So I feel like 11, 12, 14, when you're finding your identity
Yeah.
is difficult to maneuver, especially when
Yeah.
you don't have that father figure
Yeah.
and that man in your life. Your mom holds it down, does everything
Yeah.
she can, but sometimes you need that father figure, that male figure in your life.
Yeah.
What made the decisions to go left instead of right when you were thinking about
Um,
making life decisions at a young age?
well, first I'm gonna say shout out to my mother, man, because
Hmm.
she did a bomb job. She
Yeah.
did the best she could.
Shout out to Mom
And
Dukes.
I mean, shout out to her because she's a real one, man.
Hmm.
And but um some of those choices that led me to go left instead of right was I remember saying to God, God was like, "Oh, I got plans for you, got purpose for you.
Hmm.
Um, and you gonna encourage people." But at this time, I'm like, how I'm gonna encourage somebody? I
Yeah.
ain't even been through nothing.
Yeah.
Like, who what licensed me to be an inspiration to somebody else
Hmm.
or have people follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember a guy, I was at this church a long time ago, and the guy prophesied over me, and he said, Kanan, you're gonna have a choice. You're a leader,
Hmm.
but it's gonna be your choice whether you're gonna lead them the wrong way or the right way.
Mm.
And I chose the wrong way. And a lot of people followed me down that rabbit hole.
Mm.
I took a lot of people down that rabbit hole that's still there. Yeah, I mean that never came out of it, that never woke up and never, got that clarity
Yeah.
and enlightenment. Yeah, I mean out of life. But some of those things were just I just didn't feel like I was getting enough love. And I also, like I said, I said to God, I said, I don't feel like I've been through nothing. You gotta, I want to go through some stuff. You gotta show me some stuff.
Mm.
We gotta be very careful what we say out loud
Yeah.
and be very careful what you wish for. Because
Mm.
God will give you exactly what you asking for. It may not be when you want it,
Yeah.
but it comes right on time.
That
You
law of
feel me?
attraction could be very scary
Yeah,
depending on if you
so
think
I
it's a.
got exactly that. And when I say I went through, I went through. And what my mom used to always say is that, hey, son, when you don't go God's way and you don't do what God told you to do, like you go through.
Mhm.
So it's like for another 7 years, you go around John's barn. So I've been around John's barn about twice already.
Mm. When you say John's Barn, what's that?
Just going around in the
Oh,
circles,
okay.
just going in the same circle, same cycle over
Mhm.
and over again and never getting out of it.
Yeah.
So it's like I never wanted to do that again in this
Mhm.
season that I'm in now. I'm just in a great place. But yeah, that's just some of the things that kind of led me to go the wrong way, man. Just like not having a support system. And like a lot of my family, my father died. A lot of my family, hey, they went about their business.
Mhm.
Hey, and what's so crazy? But we'll get into that later. But yeah, it's wild, man.
Okay.
It's wild.
I always find it interesting how people could speak to God one on one,
Yeah,
and still be in a lifestyle where it's not God-like,
yeah.
or they still go to church on Sunday but live a non-God lifestyle throughout the week.
Mm,
In your mind, since we're on the topic
yeah,
of God, church, and religion,
for
what makes
sure.
you think people think that way or live
Um,
that lifestyle?
I feel like we were already known to be sinners.
Hmm.
If Jesus wouldn't have had to die if we wasn't gonna mess it up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but then I ask people this. My question is, hey, Jesus died for the whole entire world, the whole universe, made everything from scratch, from the ground up. So what I ask people all the time is that would you get on a cross and die for these people?
Hmm.
Would you do that? Would you get beaten for a day
Yeah.
for these people that you don't know if they're going to even be apologetic or thankful for
Hmm.
the price that you paid? Like, but he still died,
Yeah.
yet and still, regardless of he just was obedience. And as the word says, obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yeah.
So that's my rebuttal to that question is just like, would you die for your cousin, for your bro you rocking with every day?
Yeah.
Y'all out of the club. Y'all ain't acting right, but would you die for him?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the thought that you gotta stop and think before you go doing those things. You know what I mean? And the word says righteous, no, not one.
Mm.
Ain't none of us righteous. We not righteous. Jesus was the only one that was righteous.
Yeah.
But the reason why I believe in Jesus so much is because he walked the earth. So it's like he was here. He seen it.
Yeah.
He seen what folks was doing. He seen how we was acting up and we was messing up. It had to happen.
Yeah. It's it's again I wouldn't say forced, but like it was a requirement. So I went to
Yeah.
a Christian school. So one
Wow.
Sunday a month we were
How was that?
I'm gonna say the word forced. We were forced to sing on Sunday. So like you would sing a song and it
Yeah.
was like a requirement to graduate and go to the
Yeah.
next level. So it was cool. Got to
Yeah.
hang around with people. And I felt like if you're gonna be around people, you should be forced to be around the right people growing up. Cause you getting the freedom to do whatever you want. Sometimes you're like, nah, you're gonna hang around these people
You saying something now.
to experience what it's like to be
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
You could choose the other way, but you're gonna
Yeah.
have to accept the wrath of the
Yeah.
consequences of whatever it is.
Yeah, that comes with it. And I think we skip that part a lot
Yeah.
of times. Like, or we think we getting away with it.
Mm.
Like, God see it all. So it's like we think we getting away with it. Hey, listen, God seen you with that girl, and then he seen you with the girlfriend. So you're not getting away with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Or
mean?
even when you were younger, my titi Amrat, she'd be like, "You can sleep over the house Saturday, but we going to church Sunday morning." You're like, I want to be around my cousins, but do I really want to wake up early? And one of, I guess, my scarred reasons of church,
Yeah.
she's like, "Yo, when that clock goes down, it's gonna go back up." So you forget that during the sermon, and you're like, "Oh, 000, we out of here," and then it
Yup.
goes starts counting back up. You're like, "No, no, 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 no!"
No, for
And
real.
then I felt bad because you fall asleep, and you're like,
Oh my
"How
gosh.
long is this service gonna be?"
You know, I always used to ask that question, like, God, would I fall asleep in church?
Yeah,
Maybe it's
so relaxing.
maybe the preacher just not doing it right.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm just not interested. Like these are the questions I'm asking as a kid.
yeah,
And it's like you're a kid asking these real questions like, but why are we here though? Like
mm,
I'm just not catching on to the gist of it.
yeah,
But it's like, yo, even when, people speak about church and, a lot of us in reality had a lot of church hurt.
hmm,
Like that's where we found out what pain
mm,
was in the church. And it's like a lot of those people still don't go to church. Even myself, I don't really pertain solely on going to church,
mm,
but I do pertain solely on building a relationship with God every day.
mm.
Like I want that personal relationship because if I can't hear you audibly and loudly, I don't want it.
Mhm.
Like I need direction. I need you to lead me. Like
Yeah,
because I'm not my own. I was brought with a great, awesome, and mighty price.
cool. Well, we'll get more into religion,
Yeah.
but
Go ahead.
backtracking life decisions.
Yep. Go
So
ahead.
middle school into high school,
Middle
what was
school
that transition like?
in high school. I want to say that first and foremost, guys, I really didn't like school.
Okay.
Like I wasn't a fan of school. I like at all. And the reason why I was very little for like most of my like
Mhm.
younger day schools. I
Little
was
meaning
probably
like
like four like height.
okay.
Like I was like 4'8", bro. So I was like the punching bag for like a lot of stuff like until later on when I got to high school I got a growth spurt
Mhm.
finally at 16. You feel me? So it was like but those days in middle school, man, I enjoyed it. I feel like you know I didn't really take school that serious though.
Mhm.
A lot of the times it was like, yo, this is just the place I go to like laugh and have fun.
Mhm.
Like I'm not really worried about doing the work. And that's why, I stress to my kids all the time, like, yo, y'all gotta pay attention because y'all gotta do way better than what I did.
Okay.
Like, but going into high school from middle school though, what's so funny is that they put me straight in night school as a freshman. I
Wow.
left eighth grade. So mind you, third grade, my mom put me back. She said, "Yo, you need to do another year. I'm gonna put you back."
So your mom told the school you need to get put
Yeah,
back?
she put me back.
Wow.
Right? She put me back. She said, "I don't think you're ready. You're not mature enough. Stay here another year, and then you can go."
Wow.
So
Not to cut you off. I got left back
yeah,
in the first grade.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, no.
so and it was weird because I always it's not that I didn't like the class before me,
Yeah,
but it was always I was the outlier.
yeah.
So it was a good thing personally that I got left back,
Right.
but I'm always like, sorry, I got left. They're like,
Now,
what you do to get left back in the first grade? And I was like, I don't even know. I just remembered
I
being
don't.
in the same class with Mrs.
I
Williams.
don't feel like I did nothing to be left back in the third grade, but I guess my mom just felt like I wasn't mature enough. I don't think she wanted me with the people that was in that class
Mm,
because she seen how I was acting.
okay.
So, but yeah, so 7th grade, I get to 7th grade, they put me back. The school puts me back.
Wow.
So I get left back again for 7th grade, right?
Wow.
So now I'm like a senior citizen to these kids that I'm about to go to school with in
Yeah.
high school and stuff like that. So I go to night school as a freshman. I go to night school in 8th grade. I was getting a lot of fights, and I wasn't winning. Let's get that straight. I wasn't winning fights. I was getting beat up.
Mm.
So I finally go to night school, and
When
I'm
I
like,
when you say night school, like, was it just strictly for bad people or
strictly for bad
okay.
kids. Like if you're going to night school, you were acting up in the daytime. So
Gotcha.
like you acted up so much in daytime school that they was like, we're not even dealing with you in the
Mm.
daytime. Like we're gonna put you in night school. And you know, after that, I left. I went to sophomore year. Finally, the second semester of my freshman year, I get put back in day school.
Got you. Go
The
speak on night school a little bit more. Like,
night
how many
school,
people were there?
it
What
was
time
it
was
was a
it?
lot of people.
A
We would
lot?
start at 3. We would start at 3. It was a good
Okay.
amount of kids that was in night school. And they were all troubled.
Wow.
Like they were all troubled.
3 to what?
It was like 3 to like 8 or 9, like
9
8.
o'clock, and
Yeah, like 8 or 7. It
you
was
like
like
a third
around
shift
there.
worker.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy. It
And
was
then did you
crazy.
get
And they
homework?
treated us like we were delinquents, like
Wow.
we just like got away with murder or something. Like,
Wow.
okay, guys, walk in a straight line, put your hands in front of your body and walk straight. Like, bro, it was crazy. And I just was like, yo, it was so I just felt like that vice principal, she really did she didn't care for me at all.
Mm.
And it was like once I so later in night school, I had gotten to a fight with this guy and I was just like, bruh, like, yo, it's like it just keeps getting worse.
Mhm.
And then it's like you hear about the stuff that people are saying in daytime school. I would just go up to the school early before night school started
Okay.
and I would chill with everybody like coming out of day school
Okay.
and kick it so I could just feel like I was there. Like I was there in the daytime, but I wasn't. Like I was just like it wasn't fair. I don't feel like it was a fair thing. I feel like night school should definitely be banned. It
Mhm.
shouldn't be a thing. But
Like, think now looking back, do you think it's you take all the troubled I don't say troubled youth, but I
yeah.
guess we'll put
Yeah.
labels on it. Taking the troubled youth out of day school and putting them all together in night school, where's the
Was it smart?
yeah, like where's the mindset on like
No, we're gonna put the bad kids with the bad kids. I mean, it's just like jail.
okay. Oh
Hey, you
wow.
you 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 act up out here. You go to night school up there upstate. So, and I was like, I remember I was talking to a guy that worked in the jail. He was like, "Hey man, we can't treat them like people." I'm like, "Bro, what?
Mm,
What do you mean?" And I felt like that in night school. They didn't treat us like we were human beings,
wow.
like we were kids. Like they treated us like we had like freaking did something to
Mm.
somebody for real. I don't even know, and it
Was
was
there a
just
lot of
crazy.
teachers or was like you stood in the one
It was just
classroom
like a
all night?
couple of teachers. It was a couple of teachers that ran. It was like the math guy.
Okay.
It was like the language arts and social studies guy. He did like both of those subjects,
Mm,
and it was like they would give us like a little time to run around in the gym
okay.
at night, and like we would go to like we would do a computer lab class.
And then you're expected to do the homework and then come back the next night. And it
Yep,
was Monday through Friday?
yep.
Wow.
Night school, and it was crazy. It was one of the I was really annoyed by night school
Mm,
too, and when when I went to sophomore year, and it came back for the second semester of my sophomore year, they tried to put me back in night school.
wow.
My mom said, "Nope, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
Sign me out."
okay.
I left. I left Glassboro High School that year,
Okay.
like my sophomore year, and I went and just got my GED and went about my life.
Oh, wow.
Like I was like, I'm not beat because I'm not even about to play with y'all.
So did you didn't really even have a high school experience?
No,
Wow, no
not at
sports,
all.
no extracurricular
I
activities?
did I did track for a little bit the
Okay.
second semester of my freshman year for
Okay.
like a second. But 8th grade and 7th grade I ran track and field. I did the 4x4, 4x1.
Okay.
We went to the relays all the time. It was fun. I love track and field.
Mhm.
But like I said, once I got put in high school and my grades started falling, it was like all those things went down the drain.
Gotcha. That GED route, I don't know too many people that went through the GED route, but like where do you start when you want to get remove your kid from high school to a GED program?
So, what happens is, well, they don't really care what you do after you're signed out.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
it's like once you're signed out, you're signed out. That's
Like,
it.
what's that
You
process?
can
Like, you go
go.
to the school board and
She
say,
literally goes to the school. No, it's like between the principal and vice principal,
okay.
and my mom literally signed the paper. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna sign you out because I don't know what this lady is doing
Mm,
or what they trying to do to you and make an example out of you, but we done. And I thought about it so long. I wish I would have made those choices. Like, dang, I should have went to the army when I got out of school because I
mm,
wasn't doing nothing for a little while. Like for years, I didn't. For like 2 years, I didn't do anything. I
mm.
literally was just. I went and got a job, and I was just working.
Gotcha. So you were like an 18-year-old sophomore
I
or
was like
junior?
17.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like 17.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was like, dang, like, well, I'm too old to be here already. Like, it's like, bruh, I'm gonna be like 20, 21 when I graduate.
Wow.
Like, this is crazy.
So what's the GED program like? What's the curriculum or what do they expect you to
So
do?
pretty much, it's really the GD program is like to help you like refresh. So they teach you everything from start to finish
Okay.
of, algebra, math, reading or language arts, writing, everything that you need to know that was in high school. So
Okay.
then, you pay for that, you go pay to and take the test, and that's it. If you pass, you pass. If you don't, hey, you go back and you learn some more and you take the test again. But the shout out to the one stop program, man. They were so dope. They was good to me. They taught me a lot again. And
Okay.
I just went and did it.
Where they located out of?
Right there in I think that's
Okay.
Defford, New Jersey, yeah.
Gotcha. And is it like a cohort, like a class in
Yeah, it's like a couple of people. Like it was like grown people. Hey, it
okay.
was some people that was 70, some people that was 40,
Oh
some
wow.
people that was 16, some people that was 20. It was just like a mixture
Okay.
of people just trying to be like, hey, I gotta do something.
Gotcha.
Like I can't just not get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. The joke is what's the GED stand? Good enough diploma. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's even the information that a lot of people forget.
Yeah.
Unless you're a mathematician,
Yeah. I
everybody should know how to read and write. But history is like I don't remember nothing about
no,
history,
I don't. And I was like,
geography.
yo, we in school for 4 we are supposed to be in school for 4 years.
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't remember none of that stuff.
mm.
It's just like, hey, math
Foil.
always stays with you. Like basic math always stays with you.
Yeah,
Like basic reading and language arts always stays with you. But social studies, science, all that stuff, the beakers, I don't remember none of that
yeah.
stuff.
Cutting up pigs and frogs is pretty cool.
Yeah, you feel me?
Cool, but so after since you well after the high school GED
Yeah,
program, I feel like there's life decisions is either military,
yeah,
college,
yeah.
you go straight into the workforce,
Yeah.
or you're like lost in the sauce and be like, what do I do? So you're like just
Just
chilling at
literally.
home,
Literally.
expecting life to just give you everything. So what was your decisions next?
It was really sink or swim at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had to go get a job. I had to work. I had to make money. I
Mm-hmm.
had to take care of my house because, like I said, I'm the man now. So,
Yeah.
I'm taking care of my mother, making sure she good. And, even in that, I decided to like go other ways and try to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't end well. And that's one of the worst decisions that I ever could have made was to think that I'm gonna do something illegal and being who I am called to be
Mm-hmm.
and think that I'm gonna get away with it is just crazy.
Gotcha. During that time to make alternate ways of money, was there a falling out with God, or you still had a relationship with him,
I
or
still feel like I had a relationship. I think it's just
love hate type
really
of
a
thing?
disconnect.
Mm,
Like what people fail to realize is that when we go all that time and we not reading, we not praying, we not giving God time, that Holy Spirit go dormant.
mm,
So it's like for a long time it was just like dormant. I'm just doing whatever. And I remember finally I got caught and I got locked up.
mm,
And I was like, dang. I said, God, you get me out of this one, man. I'm done.
mhm,
I'm chilling. Like I'm really done. And man, I had to still sit in there for a little while And I remember I was sitting in that cell, man. I started getting accustomed. It's jail do something to your mind.
Mm,
Like incarceration is a scary thing. Like being like somebody telling you when you can go to the bathroom, when you can wash yourself, when you can go outside and play, is when you can eat.
mm,
Like is a crazy thing to me, like wholeheartedly. And I was like, I just went in there and I started, mind you, I'm not even in prison or nothing.
mhm,
I'm in jail. I'm doing push-ups
mhm.
because I'm like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's gonna happen next. So finally I get they about to release me and I go downstairs, I get all my stuff together, I'm going. He's like, oh, Cooper. Ah, warrant just popped up for your endeavor, man. Go ahead and
Wow.
put your stuff back down and go back upstairs.
Wow.
Bro, my heart broke into pieces. I'm like, oh wow. I'm about to be here even longer. So finally I get out of there and I'm like, dang, what now?
Mhm,
So the guy that I got in trouble with, he uh he skipped town. He left the state. So now I'm here going to court dates for a year and some change.
mhm,
I'm fighting this court date over and over again, over and over again. But glory to God, I got out. Um, this dope female public defender they had gave me. My uncle had sent me some money because we ain't have no extra money. We
mhm,
was like out of money. So my uncle sent this bread. We get this public defender. I'll never forget her last name. Her name was Dalanarma. Dalanarma. Yeah, Dalaroma.
mhm,
And she was like a bulldog. Like she went in there, killed it.
mhm.
Like, so I get out of there. Yeah, I mean, it was like, hey, it's his first offense. Yeah, I mean, get out. Kind of get like, I'm not gonna say a slap on the wrist. I had to go to probation, but they were like, even when I went to probation, bro, they were treating me like I had shot 10 people.
Mm,
And I was like, listen, I don't smoke, I don't do nothing,
yeah,
bro. Like I'm chilling, like I don't do nothing crazy. Like I'm just here for this. It's really like I'm not no super duper criminal kingpin,
yeah,
like you feel me? And that was just like one of the big choices in my life that I just wish that I could go back and just make a better choice.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing that story
Yeah.
because that was one of the do not talk abouts.
Yeah.
But I thank you
Yeah, I
for
know.
sharing it. Yeah, the only experience in law enforcement I had a little scare is allegedly
Yeah.
I was in Glassboro and I bought alcohol for someone that shouldn't have been drinking alcohol.
What?
And yeah, right, yeah, right in Glassboro, New Jersey. Um, but it turned out quick investigation.
Yeah.
Long story short, I had to do pay $333 and 12 hours of community service. But when you go to community service, you're with all types of
Yeah.
people and all types of background.
Yep.
And it came to that point of the conversation. Yo, what you do, little man? I'm like, little. I'm 21 years old. What you mean I'm little? And I'm like, it was a joke how I'm there with them and
Yeah.
they got thousands of hours of community service
Wow.
and the court system only gave me 12. And they're like, but what you do? So I told them and everybody was just joking around,
Yo,
laughing. They're
it's
like, yo,
crazy.
that's crazy. And then you're 21 buying a 20-year-old about to turn 21 liquor.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, I've been drinking since I was 13. And it's just the stories of um it's a weird community, but
Yeah.
it's a community of people that
Yeah.
went through experiences down the wrong road, but it's like it is what it
Hey.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I thank you for sharing. Um so the adult decisions, where did your kids come into play? In the beginning you say you
Oh
had
man.
kids.
Yeah. So when I was about 21, I met my kid's mother.
Mhm.
Um, we got together, man. Things kind of went quick. After that, we dated for about a year. My first son came like a year and a half later,
Mhm.
so I was about 23. And after that, we had my first son, and then ended up pregnant again. So we had my second son. But
Mm.
before we had my second son, we got married.
Okay.
And so we was cool, it was great. Um uh Almost felt like it was like forced.
Mm,
Like, cause I wanted to do the right thing, but I also was like, dang, I feel like this is like I'm jumping the gun in this, but I also don't like at that point I'm getting closer to God. I'm
mm,
trying to build this relationship with God back up. And I'm like, I just don't want to be able to love God and keep on bringing kids in the world and I'm
yeah.
not married, you know. So
When you use the word forced, well, like,
um
was it an ultimatum from her side where we get married or I'm done,
they
or
they had their P's and Q's on it, but not really. I feel
okay,
like it was just like a battle with myself,
mm,
really. Like forcing myself, like, hey, you gotta step up, like
yeah.
you gotta be a man. Like
You
you
said
listen,
21. I'm 33 and still scared to get
if you
married.
old enough, listen, this how I see it. If you old enough to lay it down with a woman, this how my mom and them used to explain it. If
Mhm.
you old enough to lay it down with a woman, hey, with nothing on, then hey, you old enough to hey take care of the responsibilities that
Yeah.
come with it and the actions that come with it and the responsibilities.
Mhm.
So that's where I was at with it. And things went great for a little while. And shout out to my young sons, Caleb and Cameron. Man, they now 8 and 7. So,
Mm.
you know, hey, they've been here doing their thing. So
Cool. What was it like being like a first time dad at
oh
21?
man.
Because I feel like you're old, but you're still young in the
Yeah.
world. So how was
I
that
always
experience?
said around like 23, 24, I would want to have kids because I
Mm.
want to be able to still run around with my kids. And I seen a guy yesterday I was watching this YouTube video and he was saying you know, we wanted kids young because
Mhm.
we want to spend more years with them,
Yeah.
not me being gone
Yeah.
and they're still living. Like I
Mhm.
want to spend years, as many years as I can get out the deal
Yeah.
with my offspring. So I'm like, yeah, that's truth. Like that's what I wanted. And man, it was just it was really a wake up call
Mm.
at that time and place, man. And you know, my kid's mother, she wasn't from down this side of Jersey, so it was a lot of back and forth. Like when they came into this world, I had to drive all the way to Jersey City
Okay. Wow.
and get to the hospital. And like then my son, he was doing all sorts of stuff trying to come out of here. So it was just wild. And
Yeah.
but I thank God for them, man, because they really pushed me to change my life around
Yeah.
and
When
make
you
better
when you talk about
decisions.
the age and spending time with your kids longer, I'm turning 34.
Hmm.
My youngest sibling is turning 14.
Wow.
So that 15-year, 16
Yeah.
year age gap, my dad always says if he could go back in time, he thinks 35 is the best age for an adult to take care of a kid
Yeah.
cuz your pockets is good.
Yeah.
You experience life a little bit. So he said that's the perfect age, but now it's the joke is you're gonna be walking with a cane, running around with your kids.
Listen,
By the time you have kids, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be. You
they
can still
called
be
my mom
60 and young.
grandma for like they was like, "Oh, can your grandma here?" I said, "Bro, that's my mom, yo. Stop playing." Like, but you know, it's all right. Like,
Mhm.
it's a plan and a purpose. It's divine timing for everything.
Yeah,
I mean, so hey, when that time comes and it's time for that person to have kids, hey, they gonna have them.
yeah.
I mean, so it's like, hey, it's all about how you do it though. And I mean, hey, one thing that I'm gonna say is be careful who you have kids with.
Hmm.
It's very important to be careful. Hey, if you gonna lay down with that woman, make sure you you ready for the responsibilities that come
Yeah.
with it.
For like the younger generation and the male teens out here,
Yeah,
when you make those decisions, what is some advice you would give to them about picking the right woman and being prepared for if you get that
I would
woman lady pregnant?
I would tell y'all that y'all ain't missing nothing.
Mm,
Take your time and enjoy being single and take care of you. Make
mm,
sure you good first.
mm,
And that's where a lot of us mess up. We worried about everybody else and this woman here and that woman there instead of building you up first. So then, hey, the woman that's for you, she gonna come to you. You're not gonna have to go looking and searching over the highways and hedges for her.
mm.
So that's really my thing. Hey, listen, it only takes one time to have a kid. It only takes one time.
Yeah.
And you can have a child. So my advice, man, hey, keep your virginity
Mm,
as long as you can. Until you meet the woman that you love and you're gonna dedicate yourself to, stay a virgin.
gotcha. Feel like that's good advice. I ain't do nothing until college.
I
Fresh.
was I was grown.
Yeah.
Like I was terrified. My mom was like, if you do that before you're married, it's gonna go away.
Wow.
You're gonna lose it. And I was like, no, please. And I
Yeah.
was terrified, bro.
Yeah.
For years, I was terrified
Yeah, my
to
mom
do
told
anything.
me, don't do sex, drugs, or alcohol in her household. That
Yeah,
first week of college, I went to Rowan University. I was wilding. I was like, it was like a rabbit getting out of a
yeah,
cage for his first time, and
right,
I was like, yo, I love life. I love college,
right,
cause my cousin, he did the army route, so he went straight to the army. Not saying that the army's as fun as your
yeah.
first year of college, but it took me 6 years to graduate. After
I
that, I had a rough start.
I feel you, bro. I feel like that's like, and I was sheltered for a long time
Yeah,
until I was just like, hey mom, you really can't shelter me. Like I'm gonna go outside
yeah,
and I'm gonna go, and I jumped in the world with both feet,
hmm,
and I wish that I would have just like listened to my mom like more and just sat down and waited. I was so in a rush to be grown and
hmm,
be an adult and be a real adult, even though I was already like doing adult
hmm,
things because I had no choice to. But I kind of really rushed the process
hmm,
in a lot of situations in life. Like, okay, I'm gonna skip that, and I want to be doing this. Like, and hey, you can't go back and change it. That's one thing about life. So it's like, life is like this. You have to make the right choices now.
hmm,
You know what I mean? In the beginning, when life starts, make the right choices now.
yeah,
So you don't have to, it's bad choices that I made and bad decisions that I made that hey, at 31 I'm still paying for,
hmm,
you know. So,
yeah. I like that you said the decisions you made, you gotta like stick with them, because it's not like a regret, but
yeah,
it's something like
you
you.
got to stand on
Yeah,
it.
going back to God, like you said, you gotta experience it,
Yeah.
because you said if He's gonna put you through it. No, you said something below
Yeah,
about
yeah.
if you're gonna experience it, He's gonna get you through it.
Yeah.
But 8 years as a parent now, looking back then, is there anything you would tweak, change, maneuver, or you're
Um
happy with how you raised your kids so far?
I'm happy with it. The beginning of their life, I was really there. In the separation, I didn't really have a chance to be there because, feelings is involved,
Mm,
hearts are broken, um, things is destroyed and things like that. And I can honestly say as a man, as a grown man now, and really saying like, yo, my man,
mm-hmm.
I did a lot of things to that woman that wasn't right. I treated that woman not too great. And man, it's those decisions that you really have to like sit back and live with
Yeah.
and be like, hey, but listen, like I did apologize to their mom, a couple of times over the
Mm-hmm.
years. Like, hey, listen, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I acted like that. I'm sorry I wasn't who I am today
Mm-hmm.
then. But raising them now, I just instill love. Cause hey, we are not guaranteed tomorrow.
Mm,
So like tomorrow is not promised.
yeah.
Like so that as you're here, you just want to show as much love, as much compassion, as much security as you can to the ones that you call family and that your loved ones and friends. Yeah, I mean, cause hey, tomorrow them folks can leave up out of here,
Yeah.
and then hey, you talking to a tombstone, and it's not gonna hit the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like how you said that love word, because me and my dad right now we're having a little bump in the road,
yeah,
and I was his first kid, so he had me at 19.
yeah,
So he was in a survival mode at 19 raising me.
right,
So there was like love was on the back end of everything. And he's like, dude, I'm trying to eat, I'm trying to feed you. And it was
right,
again going to that build a bridge and get over it is like we don't got time to love. It
yep,
was like even now it's like he was just in a hospital, and
wow.
then he was like, just want to let you know I love you. And I was weird.
You kind of
I was like,
froze.
we don't say that. Like he was like, can I get a hug? And I was like, we don't hug. Like we don't like what's going on right now?
He was giving them the same energy he was giving you.
And most people are like sad when their parents in the hospital, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is do or die. You gotta figure it out and get over it, like the way you raised me. So I was like a computer and control or delete. Like I was
Yeah.
like, like what's going on? But so it's weird trying my dad getting older,
Yeah.
and he's getting it's you want your parents to live forever, but
Yo.
now you realize, oh God, everybody got to die.
Yeah.
And now when you get a sickness and it activates death quicker. You're like, I want to say I love you, but I don't know how to
Yo,
because our relationship was never like that.
I was just thinking about the other day. I said, "Dang, I'm 31." I said, "At one point, I'm gonna leave this earth.
Yeah.
But one thing that I'm gonna do before I leave here, and I'm gonna make sure of it, I'm gonna leave a legacy.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave something here that's gonna stand after I'm gone. And hey, my kids is a part of that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's someday my Cooper name will always live on.
That's cool. Um, let's get into like nowadays, or today. We the music in high school,
Yeah.
during your incarceration, during your marriage, was there a break in music or were you working on it?
Yeah, I met my kid's mom, and we started music. We started on music.
Okay.
We started a group called The Vision,
Mm,
and we started doing different gospel hip hop songs. And I got introduced into gospel hip hop, and then I found my way in gospel hip hop. So I kind of like broke off and started doing my own thing.
okay.
And God just gave me these songs, and we wrote great songs, man. I thank God for the songs that we did, man. We got to travel, got to go on tour. It was dope.
Hmm.
And then my second son came, so I kind of had to like take a break
Hmm.
because I had to get things in order again. So I took that break. Years go on, and I'm just honing nowadays. I'm really honed in on the craft on another level as far
Mm,
as gospel hip hop goes, and God is just opening bigger doors. Like every day, it's like a bigger show or like a bigger event or you know a bigger check that they're giving.
hmm.
So it's like, I'm just blessed by it. And hey, the Bible say, hey, somewhere in the Bible say, get your money.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, your craft is can and will be supplied for.
yeah. It's
Yeah, I
cool that
mean,
you get into gospel because when I think of gospel or artists, side note, my Ty Tribbett is my youngest sibling's goddad.
yo, he's one of my cousin's goddad too.
Oh,
I've met
wow.
him.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because my stepmom used to sing with them. GA,
Wow.
Ty Tribbett and GA. She was part of GA.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool that you say that. Because
That's dope.
I think of Ty Tribbett and then who's
I,
the other guy?
I think of Lecrae off of it.
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin.
Those are the
Yeah.
two I think of.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you're still making it work
Yeah.
when life was hitting you hard.
Yeah.
But that person trying to get into the music industry or creating songs or whatnot,
Yeah.
what keeps you going?
I feel like I believe that I was given this gift for a reason.
Mm,
So it's my gift and I protect it and I love it and I train it up and I go harder.
mm,
Cause worst thing that somebody can tell you in this world is no or I don't like it. Okay? It's somebody I seen a post the other day. It's somebody telling somebody right now that what you got going on is fire.
mm,
It's dope. And I love what they doing. So it is just that's what keeps me going every
yeah,
day. And God just gives me the strength and gives me, dope people to just come around. Like even with this, bro, like this is a blessing just to be here. Yeah, I mean,
appreciate it.
doing this. So
Cool. Um, now you create the music. How do you get it out there? Like how?
oh, we're on everything, man.
Okay.
So we're going through a DistroKid, all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. No nonsense. I go by the name of No Nonsense
Okay.
Cooper. Um,
Where that no
so
nonsense? Like what's the
I
story of
used to
that?
go by a name, man. I got a tattoo right here that says Kane Loso. I used to go by Kane Loso, just so you know so.
Okay.
And then God was like, yo, I'm about to change your name. And it got me thinking about how Saul turned to Paul.
Mm,
And Saul was killing Christians. Like
mm,
he was literally going around the lands killing all Christians until he had a visit from God.
mm,
And God changed Saul to Paul.
mm,
So and when I went from King Loso to No Nonsense, it was like, yo, God was just like, yo, that name served this purpose. You know what I mean? And so it's time to let it go. And now it's like no nonsense, trust the process. Cause like that's what I went through. And you know, it's just been a dope season ever since I changed my name. Like, and people was like, no, no, you can't change it. We love the King Loso. I understand,
mm.
but I gotta listen to God, bro. This name gotta go.
Yeah,
Like it's gotta go. Like it doesn't fit me no more. Or the music that I'm doing. Like I don't my name is no nonsense because I don't play about God and I don't play with God. You
gotcha.
know what I mean?
With the is there a team that you worked with to get this music out? Because one of my favorite artists is Russ, so he has that mixed mastered
Mm,
engineer written by Russ type of thing.
yeah, I handle everything myself. Shout out, I do have a great producer, a great engineer that handles all my music, great studio. Um, Shout out to Ruda Ruler. Man, he's been doing my music for about 10 years plus
Wow.
as an artist, even from going from secular to gospel. I mean, he's been recording my music and just giving me that sound that's just me.
Mhm.
I ain't hear nobody yet sound like me.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I love. It's just been a dope season, man. I'm just having
Cool.
fun and enjoying myself, man. And man, I just actually got oh well, we'll get there
Okay.
before we. I
Um.
don't want to spill it.
Yeah. With the music and someone getting into artists,
Yeah,
how are you funding? Like, do you have a job or
yeah.
okay? What?
I work a 9 to 5.
Okay.
I'm a supervisor in retail, so that's what I do on a daily basis, man. And I funnel that. Hey, that goes to my kids. It goes to my taking care of my mother. It goes to hey taking care of the little things that I want in
Yeah.
life, and hey, and then hey that little piece that I got at the end, put that into the music.
Yeah, so it's not like one of them inspiring artists where like I'm gonna be a full time music artist, and you're like,
Yeah,
how are you gonna
and I
fund it?
tried that. I did that.
Okay.
And what I learned is that my trust is not in man. Like you cannot put your trust in a bunch of people thinking that they're going to push or do the work for you.
Mhm.
Like you literally have to do that work yourself because nobody's going to care about what you're doing like you do.
Mhm.
Like, and that's just the truth about it all. Nobody's gonna give a darn about what you're doing, how many views you got, how do you wake up every day and just start editing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, they not gonna care about it like you got because they don't got the passion that you got for what you do.
Gotcha. A lot of people I like to ask the question when you got so much going on, how do you balance being a dad, being a partner, working a 9 to 5, and doing the music? And then
Oh
you say
man.
you got a couple upcoming shows.
Yeah, I think a good schedule planner.
Mm.
A
Like you
good
like pen and
schedule.
paper or like your
I'm
phone?
I'm like phone and pen and paper,
Okay.
like, and I just started like writing out like a board of like just setting out my day
Mhm.
and going about the day because it's like in a day, it's so many things that can get done, and I feel like we don't utilize a day like we used to.
Mm.
So I try to utilize the day to the most part, even if I have to go to work. If I'm at work, hey, listen, best believe on my 30-minute break, I'm doing what I love.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna be working on my craft that I love. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be sitting back there listening to some beats and chilling until
Mhm.
it's time for me to go back to work. You know what I mean? And on my 15, I'm gonna do the same thing. And
Cool.
when I go to the back to chill, I'm gonna do the same thing. So it's like, you just find the time. You find time for things that you want.
Got you.
Yeah, man. So it's just even like, I just got engaged and that was
Congratulations.
thank you. And that was
Wait, so this is the second time?
yeah, this is the
Oh,
second
okay.
time, bro. And I was terrified, right? I was terrified to do it, but it was like when I met this woman, her love literally saved my life.
Mm.
Like honestly, the love that she showed me and care for me is just like another level of unconditional love that I had only seen from my mom.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I mean, ain't nobody else ever showed that type of unconditional love that wasn't related to me by blood.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, shout out to her, man. It's cruise,
That's cool.
man.
Um, what was the thought process to I don't want to say do it all over again because it's a different experience, so you can't take
Ah,
the past.
you know what? I used to grow up and I used to watch movies, those old school love movies that used to come on
Mhm.
in like the late 90s and like the early 2000s. And I was like, I want that. I want to love that that's going to disregard what people are saying,
Mhm.
disregard the opinions, disregard the outside noise, and just hey, it's just me and you.
Mhm.
We right here the whole time. I don't see nothing else. I don't see nobody else. it's just me and you. And with her, I had that. And even, with my kids' mom, I didn't have that.
Mm,
And with her, I just found something like, and it didn't take, one thing my fiance said to me recently, when we first got together, she said, it doesn't take 5 years to know that you love somebody and want to be
mm,
with them. It doesn't take forever. You just know.
yeah.
When you know, you know.
You were talking about your second time getting engaged,
Yeah.
and you said Miss Cruz.
Yeah, Miss Cruz, man.
Okay. Um, what's life looking like now that you're going for your second engagement and this
Um,
big decision?
it is feeling great.
Hmm.
It's feeling solidified. It's feeling like, hey, even us coming together and hey, blending the family, like
Mm,
it's dope to me. I love her,
that's
and yeah, I
awesome.
mean, when you love somebody, you love them and everything that they come with.
Cool.
So I'm just looking forward to the future, man. I'm just excited.
Yeah, you got me second guessing wanting to get married because little by little, it's funny that when I started this podcast, it was
Yeah,
just people's life decisions and conversations.
yeah,
It took one person, one guest to talk about God. The
right.
second person talked about God. Then I had Isaiah Showell.
Yeah,
He was like, "Yo,
that's my brother.
are
That's
you?"
my
He
brother.
was
I
like,
love
"Are
that
you a
brother.
Christian?" And I'm like, "Another person talking about God." So some way, somehow, God's creeping his way into my
He's
life,
maneuvering.
like full time, not like being forced to go to church.
Yeah,
But music industry, you got the music, you create the music, you put it on
yeah,
all platforms. Now you were talking about shows.
yeah.
How do the shows come into play? Like, how do you reach
Oh
out to
man.
venues, or how do they reach out to you?
Well, I'm independent, so
Okay.
I do everything myself.
Mm,
Whether it be reaching out to shows or somebody will see me at an event and hey, listen, I love what you did. I need you here. Here's my card. Call me. I'm gonna call you. Okay, we're gonna set it up. We're gonna get you there. We're gonna take care of you. All right, set it up. Cool. And just like recently, it's this award ceremony that they do every year for like gospel and inspirational music
hmm.
called the Kindred Awards. So I'm there
Okay.
the 21st of this
Wow.
month. So we're there in Norristown, PA, and then 2 weeks from then I got Gospel Unplugged and
Okay.
Jamaica Queens, New York.
Wow.
So it's just been God just been opening more doors, and the more shows that I get, the bigger they are.
Nice.
So I'm just staying locked in and I'm keeping God first because it's like, hey, what's impossible with man is possible with God.
Mm.
So
Well, I appreciate you
yo,
sharing your free time that you have with me,
yes, you
hopping on the
already.
podcast. Couple questions. What's your favorite song that you've written?
Oh man, my favorite song that I've written, I just wrote it. It's called What I Gotta Say by me featuring my brother from Ohio, Crown One.
Mm.
On the hook, man. So the joint stuff. I'm
Okay.
not gonna lie. The EP comes out July 16th. Y'all gonna have to wait for it.
Okay. July 16th?
Yeah, July 16th. Shout out. That's my woman's birthday too, man. So we
Okay.
gonna pay homage to her too.
All right. So that means we're going to plug that song in right now.
Oh, word?
We're going to keep it quiet. So that means the episode has to be released after July 16th if you want that song on there. All right, cool. We'll put that song in now. Um, that's first question. Second question, what's your favorite Bible verse?
Oh, my favorite Bible verse. I don't know the exact verse, but I was in a hard place in life, and I have read the scripture, and it says he that put his trust in man shall bring a snare, but he that put his trust in Jehovah is safe.
Mm,
And so that is a scripture that I lived by for years and years and still living off of that gem right there, like till this day. Like, hey, God, I'm safe. Like,
mm,
we good. Like,
cool. Lastly, I know you like the you said every experience was for with a purpose or a
yeah.
reason. Um, is there anything if you could go back in time and change or tweak?
At first, yeah, it was.
Hmm.
But I feel like nothing is by coincidence or accident. So everything that happens in the journey, it's for you.
Mm,
And what God has for you, it is for you. So it's like even the bad things people think because bad stuff happens in their life that hey, God forgot about them or no, it's to build you up.
hmm.
And so when he gives you the blessings, you can handle the good times and the bad
Mm.
times. and really get to love the good times. So that's just
Love
my
that.
end of it.
And to wrap it up, is there any last talking points that you would want to give to an audience
Ah,
member that's still here with us watching and listening?
listen, if nobody told you today, yesterday, or the day before, I love you and I'm praying for you.
Mm. I love that you said that. I'm gonna just end the show with I love listening to audios, and
Mm.
one I love is E.T. Hip Hop Preacher,
Yup.
and one thing he said in this last one was "You matter."
Come on. I
So
love that.
I appreciate you being on the show,
Yo,
and if
thank
no
you.
one's told you before, you matter. You guys matter watching and listening. We'll see you on the next episode.